Hey, guys. It is Coach B. Wiley here. I wanted to go on here live just randomly and talk about infatuation versus interest. Now, specifically, ladies, when it comes to us and we're dating, we maybe have been single for quite some time, or we're coming out of a long relationship and we're not used to dating, or if we're just ready to be in a relationship and we're sick and tired of the sick and tired, whatever it may be, I want you to understand that infatuation is not okay. What does infatuation look like? Years ago, before I wrote my book, Hello, My Name is Single, Ready to Mingle, I came up with this phrase called hearts in your eyes. And what that means, that means that you meet a young fella or whoever you like, and they can do no wrong in your eyes. From the way that they physically look, how they're put together, their aesthetics, to the way that they talk, to what they do for a living, to how they dress, to the material things, all things in between, things that don't really matter at the end of the day. And matter in the big scheme of things. And you get these hearts in your eyes, aka infatuation, so much so that when you're with them, it's just like you're like a panting dog. And it's just like you're just looking, you're goo goo gaga. Everything that they do, it's just no concern of you when it comes to the red flags. You'll know you're infatuated with someone when they do something that's deal breaking. For example, let's say you have asthma. Let me make sure my phone is on Do Not Disturb. Let's say you have asthma and this person smokes. They've smoked for the last decade and they have no intention of not smoking because that's just what they do. Now, this could be marijuana. This could be cigarettes, cigarellos, whatever they smoke, and they're good with it. And you, because you have these hearts in your eyes, you just deal with it. And you always make sure you have your inhaler. And every time you're coming from their house or coming off a date, you're wheezing and you have to strip everything off, wash your hair and get everything off of you, get all that smoke off of you. And because you're so infatuated, you will continue to date this person, even though them being a smoker is harmful to your health. And I know some of you watching this are like, well, wow, who would do that? Well, you'd be surprised who would do that. Just like who that believes in God, just like the same people that believe in God, believe Jesus died on the cross. They go to church every Sunday. They pray every day, all day. Yet, because they've been single for so long or have been dating and have been hitting a dead end, they then decide to be with someone who has no beliefs, who doesn't believe in anything. And that person is not going to church with them. That person is not praying with them. That person really gets taken aback when they bring up the Lord, Christ, our Savior, Jesus. That's another example. Let me see if I can come up with another one when you have those hearts in your eyes. Another thing when you have hearts in your eyes, I'll use me for example. Many years ago, I liked this guy who I thought liked me. It just wasn't reciprocated. It was upside down and all around. He'd give me a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a lot of resistance. Well, the more he resisted me, the more I put my foot on the gas, green light means go, and tried to get him to open up, connect emotionally, date me, take me out, and just spend time with me. And the more I tried to do that, the more he fell off. And he eventually ghosted me. So what I would have done at the beginning, we talked for like 8 months. So at the beginning, at that first month, I remember talking to him when he just wasn't emotionally available. And I could pick up on that. I should have immediately decided, you know what? This is not it. And that is okay. That doesn't mean he's a bad guy. It just means he's not the right guy for me. So if you're in that situation, when you're confused about what infatuation looks like, I just described it. Now let's talk about interest. When someone is really interested, if you're interested in them, they're interested in you, what are they going to talk about? We're going to talk about your goals, your fundamental beliefs, where you see yourself 5 years from now. What are some things that you want to do on your bucket list? What are your hobbies? What makes your heart smile? What kind of communicator are you? What can you say through your last dating experiences? What did you learn? And how were you able to take accountability and own your part in that last 3 relationships that you have? And I know someone may be like, well, what does that have to do with being interested? Well, it just lets you know when someone's interested in you, they want to know who you are, what your character is like, who you are behind closed doors when no one's around. Okay, sure. You can dress it up, look cute, put your diamonds and pearls on, but who are you really after that? In the dark, behind the scenes, when you're sick, when you're mad, angry, depressed, what kind of communicator are you? If you don't know now, you know. Communication outside of finances are at the top of the list of why people go outside of their relationship and cheat, why people go outside of their relationships to find peace. Bad communication, lack of communication, and the refusal to communicate. Okay? So when you're interested, that means, sure, what I'm looking at looks good. However, that does not override, that does not overshine, that does not outdo red flags and deal breakers. When you're interested in someone, you know who you are. You love yourself. You know your worth. You have your standards. You have your morals. So they can be looking so good in the hood. But because you have good sense, because you know who you are, because you've done the work on self, you are able to easily and appropriately, respectfully release that person from your life when they're not aligning with what you want and what you know that you need. All right, I wanted to say, hey guys, let me look at the comments here. Rachel said, what's going on? Are you okay? Yes, Rachel. I'm okay. I'm on live. Oh my gosh. If you guys like this live, go ahead and like it. Share it if you want to. But I wanted to just briefly get on here and tell you what interest versus infatuation is. Don't fall into the pit, the bottomless pit of infatuation. It will get you nowhere. But used and abused, don't do it. Just like when you're interested in someone, be smart. You know how you can control the infatuation, because we all have it in us. There's just one person in this world, maybe two or whatever, or just this look that you might like, or a type that you might have. And some of us will fall into it so much so that we then make bad decisions. We don't have the conversations that we need to have in fear of running that person away. So what I'm telling you is, once you master self, as long as you're always working on mastering self, and you have your self-esteem right, and you know your self-worth and all things in between, you know what you deserve, then will you only then be able to say, hold up, all right, look, bro, or look, girl, you look good and everything, and you can financially secure me in this life. However, I got some deal breakers over here. And just because I'm interested in you and I found out about these deal breakers, I'm going to have to break it off. I'm going to have to release myself from this situation. If it's not anything that you can resolve, then release yourself from the situation. Do not let your infatuation override pure, true interest in someone. And when you're dating someone, you need to realize instantly, when you're dating a man or a woman, are they interested in me, or are they infatuated with me? And you'll know by the conversation. If it's surface level, infatuation. If it's interest, you're going a little deeper. See? Surface, deep. We want deeper conversations, because what can you do with a good-looking person at 20 years old when you're 80? How good-looking they're going to be at 80? Not saying you're unattractive at 80. I'm just saying things change. So just keep that in mind with your dating. Don't be desperate. Take those hearts out of your eyes. And remember, when you start to flutter in your heart and your stomach and your spirit, when you see a good-looking person, you remember what I said. Take the hearts out of your eyes. Because who they're showing you to be may be something totally different on the inside. What is this? Who is this? I don't know who this is. I have no idea who.
Hello. Hi.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Did you want to say something about the conversation that I'm having? Are you there? I guess they don't want to talk. They wanted to be in live, but they didn't want to talk. And I don't know how to get
Hello.
them up here. I have no idea.